Good afternoon, everybody. I just have something I want to share with everybody that you may enjoy today. And it's going to be, you have to be active in this thing that I'm doing. If you get a chance, just revisit it. That's fine too. But if you're live with me, just go along with me, okay? It shouldn't take that long. And what I'm going to ask you, are you a straight line or a squiggly line? It's up to you. So let's get started. So first of all, what I want you to do is get a pen like I did myself, get a piece of paper, and I want you to draw a straight line like this, okay? Just a straight line like this. I don't know if you can see it, but that's what I want you to do. I want you to draw a straight line like that. And now, after you draw that straight line, it doesn't matter how long it is or whatever, just draw it and just do what I ask, please, okay? Now, after you draw that straight line, I want you to actually draw a squiggly line underneath it. So I'll draw the squiggly line. Okay. You see the squiggly line, right? Everybody see the squiggly line? Okay. All right. That's good. Now, what I want to explain to you, are you a straight line or are you a squiggly line? Okay. If you noticed that the straight line, that represents a person that just they're on guard on. They're like this. They have tunnel vision. They don't see nothing around them, but they see everything in front of them. They don't want to entertain anything. You cannot say anything to change their mind. They look just straight forward. They always look straight, and that's it. However, I consider myself a squiggly line. Just like you probably have a squiggly line too. And as you notice, I draw the squiggly line with the first line where it's up. And you probably started up too. And what that means right there, that whenever I'm in my deepest, darkest hour in my life, I look up to Christ whenever I need His help. However, there's times where, you notice on the bottom of the squiggly line, right here, there's a valley. That's okay. That means that there's times that I reach a valley in my life, and then I ask God to pick me up. So I have another peak, which is so nice. It's beautiful. So whenever I feel down, that's okay. I feel down again, right here. There's a valley, but the valley isn't as deep as the first one because I believe that Christ was there to pick me up again to make another peak. And then I have a valley again, just like you may have a valley again. But it's through faith that we believe that God is going to pick us up and create the peaks in our life. See that? Where I would barely go down, then I go down, then I go back up, and you know what? I just keep on going. And then the squiggly line slowly but surely, gradually goes back up. That's because I believe through patience, just like yourself, if yours barely goes up too, just like everybody else's, everybody that I've done this to in real life, not online, it barely goes up, but that's because of your patience. That you know that God is there. You know that He's going to push you towards the right direction. Now, drawing these represents something too. If you noticed that the straight line, it's really boring. It really doesn't do nothing to the page. It's just a straight line, an ordinary line. However, if you notice, a squiggly line takes more effort to make. Just like us children of God, we want to make a difference. So we're always and ever changing because we want to work on our faith. We want to continue. But if you notice too, if you take the straight line and the squiggly line, if you straighten up a squiggly line, what happens? It becomes longer than the straight line. The reason why it's longer, it's because we persevere. We know how to rely on Christ. And it's so beautiful. And it's so amazing how God does that. And if you notice, maybe your squiggly line is actually longer, even if it's squiggly, than the straight line that you made. It might be longer here or longer there. And what that means is that we're always looking towards Christ to help us, regardless of what it is. And just like a heartbeat, if you think about it, a heartbeat, it goes up and down, right? There's a reason why. It's because the ups and downs in our life, that we're always depending on Christ to help us and lift us up. Even though we have a peak, but you know what? That little peak is blessing, is grace that God puts in there and fills it up and makes the peak for us again. And that being said, like I said, the straight line is just a straight line. It doesn't take much of the page. It just takes a little part. And this page, you can look at it as our life. And the squiggly line, if you notice, it takes more space on the paper. It takes a lot more space. Just like us, we want to see what is around us, what is going on in our life. And we want to know God's creation in our life. We want to know what is our life about, what is our purpose in life. That's why we are a squiggly line. I'm a squiggly line. I hope you guys are a squiggly line. And it is just a beautiful thing how we look at the big picture, and it's amazing. It's awesome. So, my friends, and whoever's watching this, I pray that you got enlightened with this, because being a straight line is so boring. I mean, if you're a straight line, you know what? You can work on it. You can ask friends, say, hey, look, how do I become a squiggly line? And they're like, what? Then explain to them what you mean. Say, I want to have variety in my life. I want to be a full page in my life. It's so amazing, so beautiful, because God will answer your prayers. Regardless of the bottom, the valleys in our life. There's always more peaks than there is valleys. And it's up to us if we want to get out of that valley. And we do, because we say, Christ, can you help me? And you know what? He makes that peak for us. And that peak could last a while. But there's times that we drop down, which is fine. It's okay. Because God will fill that valley, like I said, with grace. With grace. How awesome is that? So, I hope you guys enjoyed this. And I pray that you guys enjoyed it too. Just something simple, something that I was thinking of, and the Lord has really blessed me with this, and it really enlightened me. And it really enlightened every person that I showed this to. And it wasn't going live online like I'm doing now. It's actually going to someone's desk or going to someone personally, and I had them to do this. And just review this again. And if you guys have any questions, I actually have a script too that I wrote, and I will send it to you if you want it. Just message me or say it on this post. I will do my best to get it to you as soon as possible. And matter of fact, once I get home, I will try, if I can, I don't know if I can or not, I'm going to try to post it underneath the explanation of this. And you will be surprised of how rejuvenating this is spiritually. And you'll understand what it means about our peaks and valleys. Don't be the type of person that just tunnel vision and see nothing. Be the squiggly line. Fill up the whole page in your life. Be full of life. Even myself, I deal with the deepest valleys in my life, and I don't know how to handle it. But through Christ, He shows me how to handle it. He teaches me how to handle it. You don't have to be a Bible scholar. You don't have to memorize every Bible verse in the Bible. It's not about how much you know. It's how you walk your way with life in life through Christ. It's the way you treat others. It's the way you want to be treated. You want to be treated people. You want to treat people like you want to be treated. You want to give people respect. Even if they disrespect you, you know what? Turn the other cheek. You probably heard that saying before. But turn the other cheek. And in the Bible it says you should forgive someone 70 times 7 in a day, which is very hard, even for myself. But we have to learn how to forgive. And that's what it means about our peaks and valleys. Forgiveness and His grace. Forgiveness and His grace. God forgives because of His grace towards us. It's a beautiful thing. It's the most beautifulest thing that was ever made. And you are the most beautifulest thing ever made. Because God created you the way you are. And God created your squiggly line to be unique just like mine. No one person creates the same squiggly line. Because every person has their own peaks and own valleys that God has provided. And it's up to you how you're going to handle them valleys. So, squiggly line, straight line. You guys take care. God bless. Bye-bye.